there he is. Shout out to you too, man. Shout out to you, man. You sound crystal clear. You picked it up on like the second ring, bro. This is crazy, man.
I was on the phone with the legendary Vince Williams. You know, shout out to the guy. I was on the phone with Vince.
You know what Vince gonna do?
He got me super warmed up. You know he got me warmed up.
What's he think on Mark Robinson?
I'm ready for any debate, anything. He got me warmed all the way up. You know he gonna
he gonna do that, bro. You know
you gonna get any debate out of it.
Hey, yo, he ain't turning it down for nothing either. It was like, yo, Vince, we really gonna keep going? Like, you really want to keep going about this? Yeah. Shout out. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that voice you are hearing is none other than the former Pittsburgh Steeler, the former West Virginia Mountaineer, almost heaven, but more importantly, it's my locker mate, Terence Garvin, a.k.a. TG. Oh, so yeah, man, you said you and Money Vince, man, y'all was getting into it a little bit, man?
Yeah, man.
It'd be like that.
We was getting at it.
It'd be like that.
Yeah, you know, the topics, it's some sensitive topics, but we was going about the dual threat quarterback, a couple of defensive talks, and just stuff like that. So,
for sure. Literally, man, we was over here talking about this Daniel Jones situation, this Mitch Trubisky situation, man, especially with Omar Khan dropping the comment that he not only wants Mitch back this year, but he even said long term. So, it started a quarterback convo, man. But what was your thoughts when you seen that, man? When you seen Omar Khan, the Steelers GM, Omar Khan, put some respect on his name,
salute.
Saying that he want Mitch not just back for this year, but more so for the long term as well.
I mean, he might. It's so many other factors in terms of the quarterback position that might be going into that. He's a good guy, family guy. Good in the community.
You hitting him with them intangibles? Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the same stuff you were talking about with Najee.
Leadership is there.
He said, don't let that press conference fool you.
Chad Henne was in Kansas City for a minute.
He was.
Those intangibles keep you around, keep you, super. That's a 2-time winning Super Bowl champion over there.
He did retire as a 2-time Super Bowl champ. He did retire that way, man.
Mitch could be a guy like you trust. If you need him to go win, he can go win. Yeah. Keep your young guys sharp. Just come on.
So the question though is this then: if you're Mitch, do you take this opportunity to stay here and potentially back up Kenny? Or do you look at some of these other teams that could potentially need a quarterback? We brought up, what was it, Carolina? We talked
some teams where he may be in like a competition for a starting spot.
Where he would at
Falcons, Panthers, Saints, Texans, Colts. They're going to be looking for a young guy. Raiders.
If I'm anybody, I'm trying to get to the Colts.
You trying to get to the Colts if you Mitch? Okay.
I just think the Colts is always, and this is me personally, I always thought the Colts was a destination.
They're so done with the veteran quarterback thing, though, I think.
The Colts will give you a chance, man. That's one of them programs. They'll give you a chance.
I think they'll boot him out quicker than we did, though, if he ends up starting, because I feel like they're so done with the veteran quarterback stuff.
But is he considered?
I don't feel like the Colts are a program to boo you out. Like they're type. They just brought Matt Ryan in there. What they had? My man from the Philly before that.
Oh Wentz. But I was gonna say I don't even feel like Mitch is to like the level of like when we talk Phillip Rivers going there and Matt Ryan going there. I'm like Mitch don't even seem that old just yet. He's still kind of like in the mid tier of age for the quarter. I feel like he's still good. Like in terms of the age number, he might could go and fly under the radar for a little bit.
Similar to Wentz, I guess.
I think Mitch is going into backup quarterback role. Not disrespect to Rich, I think he's a real good quarterback. Former first rounder, salute. Mm-hmm. But I just think he goes into the role of. I think if I'm Mitch's people. And I don't know what people are promising him, but I think Pittsburgh's a gold mine. I think you come to Pittsburgh and you stay in Pittsburgh for the next 5-6 years. Tony Batchy,
my
guy.
Yeah, because one thing I thought of, man, when we're talking about Mitch, I said if he stays, I don't think it necessarily means that he wants to be Charlie Batch, or it necessarily means that he's cool with being a backup. I said I could also see him looking at it as Kenny had 2 concussions last year. You had a chance to come in and you played well at times. Maybe you say to yourself, let's see what Kenny looks like now that team's got a full offseason to prepare for him. They've watched more tape on him. We know how this goes. the longer you play in the league, the harder it gets at times because of that tape out there and stuff like that. So does he look at that and say, let me play the long game and see what is Kenny truly, if he's coming into thing as the day one starter, can he replicate the end of last season? Or is he going to go back to what we saw at the first half where we're getting a lot of the turnovers?
Man, I think all that stuff factors in, Literally, I think all that factors in. And I don't know. I don't think that's a bad job to sit behind.
Yeah.
I don't think that's just super stapled in either,
And that's kind of the part we was looking at, like, how confident do you feel with, and not even from like just a fan perspective, but like if you're the organization, how confident are you that it is truly Kenny? Or if you're Mitch, are you saying like, man, we know what they say publicly, but I also know how they interact with me. I know how they look at me in here. Why is that? What are they trying to tell me? Could it be a situation like that?
I think if that's what they're talking to you, then I think you listen to that, I don't know if we don't know those conversations in there.
You're right.
So we can't say what we think or what we don't know those conversations.
It's when he said long term, man. Me and Deke both, our eyes perked up, ears perked up, eyes went wild when he said we want a long term too. It was like, huh? It was
that means they like something. It's something that they like.
That's what I'm saying. Like what is it? Yeah, because they don't do the long term.
As much as we joke and you joked about it, like those intangibles are a big deal. You're good in the community.
Yes.
You're a good person. Like you're a family person. You're like these things count.
TG, come on, bro. Who you talking to, bro? You know what time it is, man. You better keep the family in the community, bro. You better have them, hug them babies, sign them autographs, bro. You know what time it is, man.
Yeah, I think we laugh and minimize those intangibles. Like, no, those are major intangibles. Those are literally like career changing intangibles. Like, no, me and Vic, that's what our argument was just about. It's funny to say not to keep bringing them up, but we literally just argued over that. And it's like, no, intangibles like that are extremely important. You need guys like that on your team. You need glue guys. You need guys that keep the structure. And you need a quarterback that if something happened, he can go in there and make it happen and win you some games. Get me out of the stadium.
Yeah.
So I think he's an elite too. I'm not sure he gets a starting role right away. I'm not sure he can go somewhere else and just go into a starting role. This draft's coming up, it's a lot of different moving variables. I don't know if there's an opening. You said like Carolina. I don't think Carolina will be a starting role.
Yeah, it all depends on how they view Mitch. Do they just want to go younger, even though they may think Mitch is better than some of these younger quarterbacks or maybe some of the other free agents out there that they could bring in? That you're right.
And it's hard to go against the youth. The youth always seems like they're going to get the nod up.
And it's cheaper. You know that. That's the other part.
It's cheaper. That's really a big part of it.
You know what time it is. You know exactly what that is.
Mitch isn't the most mobile quarterback out here.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, everybody wants what the Super Bowl was. Everybody thinks that's the prototype.
Yeah.
So you just watched a Pat Mahomes have a big run in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. You want something like that.
Yeah.
It don't be, you might not get the big arm, but you're like, I need something that can move and run and do what I needed to do. I just seen Chicago double up on Justin Fields. Like, we're gonna double up and do that. So it's like the day of I don't see Mitch as a mobile quarterback. Like, to me, he's a true drop back, get it done guy.
Yeah.
I think that's
he's got some underrated speed though, I'd say.
Underrated. Like, I'm not against Mitch. I'm not a Mitch guy, but I'm not against Mitch. I think he's a good person for your team.
Okay.
No, I agree with you. And to your point with the whole glue guy stuff, team guy, like he was just with Kenny, the dude that took over his job this year down in Florida, training with him and all the receivers. And then Omar Khan even brought up too, like you were saying, like, hey, just to have that guy in the locker room for a young quarterback. Think Ben coming in his rookie year, he had a Tommy Maddox, he had a Charlie Batch. For, good port. Like Charlie Batch was with Ben for probably like the first 10 years of his career. And I mean, you could probably ask Ben what that meant to him. So having Mitch here with Kenny, they already have that rapport. I think it could mean something. You're right. I do
want to ask both of you guys this question though. Going back to that Ben analogy, right? When Charlie was his backup, Charlie never had the opportunity to compete against Ben to be the starter. Tommy Maddox. Did he ever, like, a legitimate, hey, this is an open competition, like how it was worded when it was Mitch and Kenny.
No, because Ben came in rookie. He was like third on the depth chart.
Okay.
I think Batch was hurt, so Ben got moved up to second whenever that season started. Then Maddox got hurt, and we put Ben in, and then the rest was history.
Yeah, because that's my only thing. I feel like this dynamic, I don't know if it's the same as Charlie and Ben, because those two guys never had a direct head-to-head where Mitch was viewed as the guy who won the competition, put air quotes on that thing. But then to lose it, so to speak, it's like, does he still view that as we're equals, or does he view it as, no, you're the guy and I'm going to be your mentor going forward? I don't know, because Charlie I never felt like Charlie was trying to take Ben's job, is what I'm saying. Whereas for Mitch, how do you know he's cool all the way with that?
But where was the head-to-head? It was
They
never
had a
a
head-to-head. Oh, OTAs, mini camp, training camp, preseason. That's how they were pushing it. That's how they were talking about it. Who's getting the reps with the first group? Oh, now Kenny's done moved up. He's past Mason now. He's competing with. That's how they were phrasing it during that time.
We all knew. He knew. We knew. We knew this wasn't going to last long.
Yeah.
This was here for a good time.
But now it's trying to stay for a long time, and it was supposed to be no strings attached. It was no strings attached, and Omar's trying to put a string on it. Come on, man.
They took that man in the first round. It was over. It was over. That was the movie was at that point.
He said, "Yo, don't believe the hype, bro. Start preparing. Start preparing for your next relationship. It's over.
This is over.
It's over."
We knew that they were selling 8 jerseys like the day after.
We knew what time it was, man. When you take a quarterback in the first round, that's your guy. You know that. But they kept trying to say it as it was a Deke, you remember that? They were spinning it. They were trying to say it.
They said it, but everything they did on the field throughout the offseason indicated that, hey, it's Mitch's job to lose. Because they had him at 1 for everything. Yeah. OTAs, training camp, the preseason games. I don't even think – he didn't even play the third preseason game, right?
They sat out, yeah.
Or no, maybe he did. I can't remember. No, he played the whole first half, didn't he?
Oh, third one was who?
I think it was because I went to it. I went to the home.
Who was the third one?
Lions. Lions at home.
Could have been.
Lions, Panthers. It was a team with blue in it. But yeah, it was like a pseudo competition where I think Tomlin wanted to leave it open so everyone would compete or think their job's not necessarily safe. But yeah, everything they did with Mitch was one. But yeah, I guess to TG's point, I feel like Mitch could have. I don't know. I feel like Mitch could have actually played his way into keeping the job. It's just the offense was stale. It was stale.
At that time, it wasn't there.
It's crazy that you say that because you were one of the main.
I know. I wanted Pickett from week 1. I'm just saying if Mitch came out here and threw for 30 touchdowns,
I'm glad you remember that.
He was one of the main people calling for.
I'm glad you remember that, TG.
I agree. No, I was calling for Kenny. I'm just saying Mitch could have won people over if he would have played better.
Y'all say, I don't
if
think he was ever going to win
if he came
in
and threw for 35 touchdowns, I think it's a different story.
I don't think he was ever going to get a chance to really win the people over. But we talked about that too, though. Like it just seemed like everybody's mind was made up that it was going to be Kenny.
Dude, if he would have came in first game 2 touchdowns, next game like 3 touchdowns, you know what I mean?
It didn't matter. The moment he threw it in the dirt, the people were going to go crazy. Out of there.
And we saw that even in training camp before it was even like
I don't know.
No, I was there. I seen it. Yeah. Literally was like, yo, Mitch threw one bad thing. People went crazy. Kenny threw a 5-yard out. Crowd went nuts. And you're like, oh, all right, we know what time this is. And then we started to see crowds when they would boo certain quarterbacks.
Yeah, but I think that's different once you start building something in the regular season.
But this was he only played the first 3 games.
What I'm saying is he could have shut people up in those first 3 games.
But it didn't matter. Like he could have threw 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, as soon as one bad thing happened,
I don't know if I agree with
turn on him, man.
I don't know because if you build it up to where you're playing a good 5 or 6 games consistently, then you got to give a benefit of the doubt for like a bad game.
You said 5 or 6 games.
Yeah.
Y'all was calling for him after 2.
Y'all was calling for him after the first one.
Think about that, bro.
No, not the first one. We won the game.
Yeah, but people, it was like, yo, it was early, like 2 games in, where people were calling for Kenny.
I think it was 3.5 games. We benched him week 4, middle of week 4. The offense felt dead in the Patriots, the Browns, and then it was first half of the Jets game. Browns was a little bit better, but
KPH after the draft when they started selling them KPH, it was his days was numbered.
And regardless of what was going on with the offense, he was going to be the reason. That was going to be the scapegoat. And
See,
we talked about that too.
What's funny is I didn't say that.
No, you didn't. Nah.
I didn't say that. He was like, he wasn't a top 5 reason because there were drops. The offensive line was shitty.
Yeah. Najee wasn't playing like how he played at the end of the season either.
I just felt like Kenny could at least give us what Mitch was giving us and potentially more. That's why we make the switch.
Your optimism was like more control. We talked about that too. It was just the majority of people that were supporters of Kenny didn't take your approach. They were more heavy-handed with it. Yeah. And that's what was showing up at the stadium. That's why I felt like, man, it wasn't nothing this dude could do.
I'm not lying with you. I wanted Kenny from the start, but still, I wanted to give Mitch a chance. And he wasn't killing us, but he wasn't giving that X factor I was looking for either.
Nah, for sure, for sure.
They booed him in there.
They did.
It might have been. I might have been one of them.
They definitely booed that man. I was like, yo, are we really
So
booing?
I might have said bring 7 back.
I say, bro, we booed our court. TG, we booed the starting quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers in the first quarter, bro. I had never seen nothing like that, bro.
I don't think I booed, actually.
I
Looking
was
back,
like,
I don't
bro,
think I
this is
booed.
crazy. That's what we were at. And it's like, yo, this is 2 games in. There's literally nothing this guy can do right now, man.
I don't think I booed. I was just more pro Kenny and pro Big Ben coming back. That's what I think it was. Those were my chants. Looking back on it,
pro Big.
I think my memory is very clear of those moments.
Definitely was like, yo, I went 7 back. All right. But you know,
He wasn't 7 back. He was saying 7 back.
I was definitely saying that. I think I said that after the first Ravens game and like
hey, so TG, I
week
asked
12.
him. We was like, you know, because he's confident in Kenny now. We was like, if Kenny were to struggle at any point in time, or if Kenny were to get hurt at some point in time next season, are you calling for 7 to come back, or what's the vibe with that? He was like, you know, there's still a chance he might call him up. It's still
It would
a chance,
be
man.
Kenny would have to be hurt. He'd have to be like out for the season, and then Mitch would have to be struggling.
So 7.
The rap. 7 to put on that retired 20.
Yeah, I agree. It's
yo.
time. It's
It's the rap.
You said the retired 20, bro. You foolish.
You know that retired 20 when that retired 20 jump.
Hey, TG. We all go through it. It's all about, do you get up out or you go stay in it? I went through it. Bro, I seen, man, we got some OG clips of the podcast where I was a little puffy. I was a little beefy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now I'm like, okay, I had to get my, lean it back up. But no, it's a real thing. That thing is real.
But that's the bounce back phase.
Yeah. I'm in the bounce back. Yeah.
You know it's phases to this.
It is. For a fact it is.
Now it's
For a fact this phases, man. I like it.
That's a wrap.
All right, now we do got to talk about another one of your guys, though, man. You've been a Bobby Wagner guy for a long time. Long time. Now, obviously, he's become available.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm tuned in. It's funny you said that. That's all I'm like.
So are you, if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, should you be interested or in the market for Bobby Wagner? And if so, what's your number? Is it 10? Is it 7? What number would you bring Mr. Bobby Wagner in here for if you feel like he's still... let me know your thoughts on him, man.
I'm not going to get Bobby from Pittsburgh. Like, it just don't fit. It just don't.
No, I need you to talk because it was certain things that I had said, and I felt like people looked at me like I was crazy. So go ahead, have at it, man. The floor is yours. You the linebacker guy. The floor is yours, baby. Let's go, T.
I love Bobby. Bobby's a guy, super guy. He had a great year last year. Actually, statistically, his best year.
He did.
It just don't.
Why'd you say statistically? I heard what you said. Okay. Okay.
Statistically, had a great year, bro. Best year in history of his football. He did well. I love Bobby's game. Bobby was in that Seattle 3, man. A-gap and strong hook.
Keep it clean. Come on, bro.
He lead at it. And then he went to L.A.
Mm-hmm.
They got the strong hook.
Mm-hmm.
I always stand on. I'm like, that Pittsburgh 3-4 is a little bit different.
You ain't covered up like that.
Not covered up the same way. Cam's gonna go eat. You gotta, be ready.
Cam definitely gonna go eat, bro. That guard coming up on you.
Yeah. And
Bobby's hands are the best hands I've seen in terms of getting off a blocker. Like,
I know he's fundamentally sound without a doubt. Yeah, that still shows up in his game. Yeah,
he's done great. I think Bobby goes somewhere like the Chargers. I think you'll see Bobby somewhere in that conversation. Bobby might go to Kansas City.
Ooh,
like
okay.
He's in ring chase mode a little bit. Somewhere like Buffalo. Don't be surprised if you hear Bobby name. I know their linebacker's about to leave.
Yeah.
I just don't think it fits. Like, I'm not saying he's not a Steeler, but it just doesn't fit. Like, I just don't see that. Like, I just don't have no envision of them putting that type of money into.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah, because he's a premium. He's a premium. Like, you got to pay that. I don't think he's going to give you that hometown. He's his own agent.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, bro, I don't see you getting that for less than 10. Like, that's what he's going to be trying to get based on what he was doing last year, based on all his, and it's because of him being his own agent. He's in them rooms. That's a different, you know how that goes. It's way different when you talking through your agent and they having them conversations, whereas when it's you in that thing, it's like, nah, man, he ain't go back down off of a number if you really feel that strong about it.
So I listened to their separation, how they parted ways, and they were kind of like, they got to save a little bit of money on parting ways with him, but at the same time, it was a little bit of him too, like, no, I'm not going to give you no discount, and I want to go, So he's not giving out discounts unless you're in Super Bowl contending mode, and I don't know if Pittsburgh's in Super Bowl contending mode quite yet. I don't think they're like a piece away like that. I think it's still a couple pieces.
How much would you pay for it, though?
Who am I? Am I Buffalo? All
right, let's do a couple scenarios then. Let's do Buffalo, let's do Pittsburgh, and let's do Chargers. How you spending that?
If I'm the Chargers and I can get him and Jalen somehow, I'm gonna make it work. However I can do it. Y'all both come over here.
Did you say him and Jalen? Bro, we need no. We try and get Jalen over here, man. Come on, bro. Don't throw that idea out there that way. We want it this way.
I'm trying to.
We trying to get that one. Come on, bro. You heard Omar Khan when he said we got options, all things on the table. If we see a guy we want, we might go get him. I think he's one of them dudes included. We got somebody we can play around with a little bit.
I just think Bobby's he's at that stage of like, he's like Ezekiel Elliott. He's still a really, really good player. He's still doing well, but it's kind of like the position value and who he is and how he plays. It's like he's a true tackler.
Can you give me somebody different than Zeke though, bro? I've seen both. I watched them both. Bobby still got more. Bobby still got more than Zeke. I'm about to say don't do that. I'm about to say Bobby still got more than Zeke, bro. Absolutely.
First team All Pro. He's still that.
He still can go. He still can go. But is it for 10? I don't like it for 10.
Okay, let me ask this: does Bobby cover your tight end?
I think all but the elite ones, yeah.
Okay, so we're trying to win the Super Bowl here. Does Bobby cover your tight ends? Can you walk Bobby out? Like, he has to play the mic. We get that. We all agree to that.
Okay.
He has to play the mic. He can't play the will. He's truly a mic, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. So it's kind of like, I think that takes away a little bit of value right now in today's society.
I agree, because it's a fast guy game now. You got to be able to go out there and cover, or you a blitzer. Yeah.
Walk out there and cover.
Right.
I think Bobby's a Devin Bush type in the sense of like, he's a better Devin Bush type. I think he's a guy that, I'd like to see Bobby in that 4-3. He's in that Denzel Perriman category. He's in that category. Like, he's a tackler. He's a dog. You're not going to run the ball in.
Oh, no. You watch him even last year. Like, we know we laugh about some of the stats and how some of them can be a little bit inflated at times or not as all authentic. When you watch him in the run game, though, man, between the time, like, he still is dominant there. Like, the shuffle, the pad level, the knockback, the hands, all that, like, that's still A1. But what you talked about is, like, that's my thought process, man. If you're not getting a guy that can go out there and play 3 downs covering them unicorns, I don't want to pay that type of money if I'm not getting that type of player. And right now, Bobby doesn't give you that all the way. If you're talking about the hooks, yes. Hook, read the quarterback, read route, man, he going to do that, do it at a high level. But if you're talking about that match, you think every coverage we play here is essentially man, bruh. Even the zone is a match. Everything is man. So it's like, if you can't do that, I think that I don't want to pay that type of money for a player that can't give me those things.
Right. I think. Don't be surprised at San Francisco. Keep an eye on that. Remember that name.
Whoa. Now talk to me why? Because they got 2 dogs out there.
They do. I think they would take him over Greenlaw, though.
Fair. But Greenlaw cheaper, though.
Yeah, Greenlaw is cheaper, so then you'll keep him.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, his position and position value is a little bit strange right now. A little bit. Because he's a Mike, you know?
A true Mike, yeah.
True Mike. He's a Mike. And you love Mikes, but he's a Mike. So it's like, I'm interested to see what happens with him. I'm very interested. He's a Mike, though. Like, that's just how I put it. He's a Mike. Dog Mike. He's Mike. You know? It's like, will you pay all that for a Mike? I don't think Pittsburgh will go over, like, they can't go over, like, 7 mil. 7, 8. If you can get him less than that.
But because he's his own agent, I don't see him taking anything less than, like, even flirting with that type of conversation to come to a Pittsburgh.
You got to try to give him, like, 7 or 8.
Yeah, that's kind of the range we were talking about.
Mm-hmm. Give him, like, 7 or 8 and see you get out of there with that.
All right, so we got another free agency question, although he's not a free agent just yet, but the Titans are expecting to cut him. What do you think about a Bud Dupree reunion here in Pittsburgh?
I'd love to see Bud come home.
Come home, Bud. Come home, Bud.
Discount too. I don't think Bud attacks you either. I think Bud.
You. You know it, bro.
Bud, come home. Why not? Why not? I don't think he's really seeking big money anymore.
He got paid.
He's won that.
Mm-hmm.
It actually makes sense. Go on home.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. Like, he could cook behind T.J. Watt, Highsmith, get out there for maybe 40-50% of the snaps, and you know what you're doing.
About to say, you're going to be fresh the whole time. You're rushing opposite T.J. Watt or Alex Highsmith. Both of these dudes then ran it up in terms of sack numbers, and your own self has been a double-digit sack guy. So it's like, to me, I love the opportunity for him. And I don't think it takes away from Alex Highsmith's bag either, because I think he's still going to get paid come training camp time. But to me, man, Bud, that makes it like a no-brainer, man. Yeah, come on home, man. Come back to where it started. You know this the perfect place for you.
I totally agree. I think Bud should just I think it makes sense. Like, come on back home.
Like, for both parties, yeah.
I'd love to see Bud back home. No. Like that. I think he's a true Steeler. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a true Steeler. So it's like, to me, I'd like to see that.
Nah, I like that. I like that.
I like that.
Now, was another name. It was another name. They just brought it up in the chat. But I did have to ask you about it because he was just released, or they're planning to release him. Now, a year ago, this had a little bit more legs to it. This year, not so much per se, but we got to talk it anywho. Leonard Fournette. Playoff Lenny. He's going to hit that market. Now, if this was a year ago, man, I feel like we was hot on this trail. We was like, you know what? This might be the one. We need that number 2 guy. Come help us out. How you feeling this time of year, man? This time around.
I'd like Lenny here. That'd be cool.
You down for playoff Lenny?
I think Lenny and him would be good together.
Why you say it like that? Why you say you talk about the Najee Harris? Is that who you referring to?
Yeah, I think Lenny and Najee would be nice. That'd be really downhill.
Oh Lord,
really downhill.
Deke,
I think too many running backs in the room. No. I'd say you were talking about 1 year ago. I would have said 2 years ago before we drafted Najee. That would have made sense, but no.
I like Lenny and Najee together.
Yeah, I'm good with Najee and Warren. I think Warren's only ascending.
Would Lenny and Najee be an upgrade over Najee and Warren?
I don't know about at this point.
Maybe not upgrade. Maybe, Najee,
No, because like I said, I think Warren's only ascending. I think they both bring different elements to the game, with Warren with a little bit more of a speedster, maybe a little better guy out the backfield. Whereas Najee, yeah, we know what he is. Like TG's talked about, he's the winter running back. You give it to him 20, 25 times, wear down the defense.
I think you need a scat guy. You know, I'm a scat guy. I think you need a scat.
Oh, it's a space game, man. I want something that's gonna hurt, make you feel nervous when you're out here. Yeah.
I think you need a scat guy. I think scat guys make everything better. All right. A ground and pound are like, salt and pepper. Like, you just need a scat guy.
Yeah.
Scat
Something
guy.
to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I kind of share some similar sentiment, man. I don't want to spin for Lenny when I already got a Jalen here. At least he gives me somewhat of a change up. Najee, I know y'all be trying to trade my dog away, but Najee has continued to show that we can ride on it a little bit, man. He can give us some of that thumping that we need. So I'm still good on that, man. So yeah, I'm kind of cool on the Lenny, man. I don't need playoff Lenny this time. If I could say a couple years ago, he had the opportunity. It was the year when he first went there.
I keep saying that Najee in November, December is a problem.
No, facts.
What did the GM say? What he called it? The Golden State football?
Huh?
Golden State football in September, October, and then you got
he playing that fastball. Yeah, it's pretty out there in warm months, man. Yep.
Run the ball and play defense in the back month.
Yeah. No, facts.
I agree with that.
Okay. So no playoff Lenny then. I think we all on accord there. I like it. Did got to spin the block with you too, though, man, because did have that week 2 of the XFL.
What's what my Savior's doing, man?
That's literally what Deke had the same response that you had when we talked about week 2. He was like, "Tay."
He dropped a nice one.
How did you like the XFL? Was it entertaining?
I haven't been watching, really.
To me,
I've been tuning into Martavis. That's about it.
For me, obviously, we know more people in them things, man. So it's like I tapped in to see some of the players that we know. But other than that, I think the cool part has just been the open mic element, man. Like being able to hear some of these players and how they talking, and then hearing these coaches and their thought process and how they respond. Things that we typically don't hear when we got our helmet on. We on the field. You hear these coordinators talking. You're like, whoa, God, dog, that's how you feel? All right. Like that. You said it again?
The one guy, he was like, my players just ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, they were down 30-0. He just threw his whole team under the bus.
He was like, these guys are just terrible.
Yes, indeed, bro. Like when I think of that, I was like, man, it was just different because we don't typically get that. I think even when we have mic'd up players, it's never in the moment. It's a week later. Now you could get, the sound clips and sound bites, but it's not raw. It's not unedited. Here, man, you get F-bombs, you getting all type of stuff. Like I said, it's entertaining, but it was definitely like, whoa, man, this is a different type of access right here, man.
I do agree with that.
Yeah, I think that's been more so it's caught me per se than the actual like execution that's going on. I think at times the defense has made some plays out there, but as a whole, when you look at the quarterbacks, it ain't a lot of nice quarterback play taking place over there right now.
I do agree with that. No. I think it's hard to get a good court. I don't think they know the system yet.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Like it's hard to come in there and just come in there working.
Yeah.
You got to understand the system, understand what we trying to do, how we trying to accomplish it.
Mm-hmm. So
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think week 1 was way a little bit more exciting. Still doing it though. It's still good football. It's always better to know somebody in it. I stand on that.
Facts.
Because it's tough. It is tough. It's better to know somebody and know what's going on.
And I know for me, like when I tune in, I look to see, okay, is there a Steeler out here or somebody with a connection to one of these squads? And then from there, it makes it a little bit more exciting. Like Sean Davis out there. It's all right, cool. Right. We know him. Even Matt Elam. Granted, he won with us, but it's like, hey, man, I know. All right, we played against Matt. No, all right, that's a name. Cool. So it's like that part is still catchy right now. So, yeah, like I said, so far, so good. We'll see if they can continue this thing, though. They got them Thursday night games all of a sudden out there, man. It's crazy.
But I think that's why, like, a guy like me, if you know some guys out there, you're kind of like, oh, this is a little bit more exciting because some guys out there.
Yeah.
A little bit of what's going on or how this is going on. I think it is a little bit tough. I just understand how it can be tough just to watch football if you're not a football guy.
We football people, like we'll turn it on, let's watch it. But
let's watch. concepts. We watching the true
game
of the game.
Right. I want to see, man, what your technique look like. Who nice, who not nice. Like, I don't care who you play for. Let me see what your skills are. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're not a true football's guy, this could be tough. You know, it gets a little bit boring, but it's still good football. Yeah. It's good football going on out there. I think as it gets a little bit deeper and it starts to be for something, and they can give you this is for the playoffs and different stuff like that, it'll be a little bit more exciting. Right now, they're just trying to get their numbers. You know, we don't know who's really what in a sense. Like, I think Ben DiLucci's the best quarterback in there.
Oh, say his name again. Yeah, go Dukes. You know where he from. You know what he finna do. Let's go, man. Let's go.
I'm a Seattle guy in terms of the XFL. I like them.
Of course you are. Of course. I would not expect anything less from you, man. Yeah. Are you probably in Seattle right now? Are you in Seattle right now, man?
Oh, I'm not in Seattle right now.
Your heart's in Seattle. I get it. It's all good.
I think they got the best jerseys. I think they got true pros on their team. Like, they're tough.
Now Deke was over here trying to talk up a Killer B reunion with the Vegas Vipers. He said, "Call up AB."
Well, yeah. What I would do, basically, what I was saying, if I was an owner, I would do everything I could to try to get Manziel and AB on the same team. And then, since Martavis is already in the league, trade for him or do something. So you got Martavis, AB, Johnny Manziel, and then we were thinking about a running back. Adrian Peterson was getting floated out there, but then we thought, why not? If AB and Brian are already there, why not bring in Bell? That would be my team.
Hey, Adrian Peterson won't be out there. What else did you say?
AB, I said, they ain't got no money for AB, bro. They gonna have to break the bank for AB, bro. AB will bankrupt the league, bro.
AB should have went and tried to buy one of the teams.
Didn't he? I thought he did. Yeah, he did try to do that. Yeah.
I thought that was a joke. He really should have tried to put some money up and get one of the squads.
Hey, because but if you're AB, could this be your Josh Gordon reunion if you was trying to get back in the game?
You know, AB's not going out there.
I was thinking the same thing. All right.
You
never know, man. Hey. He on tour. I seen him performing his song somewhere. I just didn't know, like, maybe he be sitting here like, you know what, man, let me do what I do instead of doing this. I just ain't know.
It's AB. You know, AB's not going to get out there.
Okay. And then the
What's
last
up with like a Will Compton? You going to get that? He just started.
He just took this. He said, yo, y'all shopping on the A list. Yeah, no. You gotta bring it down a little bit. All right, okay. Okay, fair enough.
You going out there?
Who, me?
Can we get Moats?
Bro, I'm washed. I'm a YouTuber, man. I'm a family
man,
Moats
bro. And TG.
I'm a family man. Hey, TG,
That's
you go and I will document it. I will be your document guy. Like, I will just follow you around, record, do all the little sound. Oh, yeah, look, this is TG right here stretching. Oh, yeah, this TG right here dropping into the weak hook. Oh, now this TG showing him how to play match, carry, deliver right here. Oh, this TG out in the town.
Out there with you.
No, man. No. I got the whole fam set up, man. I got the wife. Can't be in the crib. You know what I'm saying? No, man, okay, bro.
I know the people would love to see that.
Bro, they don't want to see that. No. They want to see you.
The
they want to see you. They don't want to see
They're saying they'd love it.
They said, yo, we want to see TG. They was like, yo, put TG out there, man. Like, let's go TG. I'm a cheerleader. I'm a cheerleader, bro.
I feel like y'all say AB is like, would y'all ask for Le'Veon to come out there?
I brought him up.
He brought him up, yeah.
You got lost. Once I said Peterson, you said Peterson ain't coming back.
You say AP. AP is, and this might come off crazy, but if you say AP, would you ask 7 to go out there?
No, but Peterson has been hopping around these NFL teams, taking like third string roles and like practice squad roles though recently. Like, was he on the Seahawks?
Yeah, he did. Lions, Commanders.
You trying to chase records though?
True.
Records and Super Bowls.
Okay.
You know how that goes.
Okay.
I just didn't know if it was for the love of the game.
Yeah, I thought it was love of the game too. I ain't think of the record part. What record is he chasing?
I don't know. Yeah, he's not getting to Emmitt Smith.
I was about to say, which record is he trying to get?
But he's getting his name as high on that list as he can. He broke one of the. He moved up when he was in Seattle. You know he's still trying to get his
he
name
trying to
higher
break
on
a
the
record. I
list.
said, bro, which record?
Oh man, think
You
of the
ain't
other
gonna get
teams he's
that
been
one,
on.
bro.
Saints, Cardinals
Nobody's
too.
gonna get
Hey,
But he's still chasing records.
Boy said he chasing
Chasing
the record.
records, get numbers.
Was he on the Titans too?
Bro,
Oh,
AP bounced
man.
around, bro. Hey, he started to bounce around a little bit. That's what we thought was more love of the game. But I'm hoping is what you said, T. I hope he just chasing out the records. Cheer.
He's chasing records, man. He's just getting higher up on the list.
So where does L Bell fall on this on your list of hierarchy? Is he above the XFL? Because I mean, we know he's on the boxing thing.
Yeah, Le'Veon's not going out there. You're not gonna get Le'Veon.
Okay.
Go see Le'Veon. That's Le'Veon's knocking dudes out.
He knocked AP out. Yeah, no, we think about it.
Yeah, he's a rapper and a boxer.
He's a rapper and a boxer.
Yeah. Come on, man.
So we got two rappers out of that Killer B era. That what you telling me, man?
Yeah, we got two rappers out of that.
All right. Huh.
They say Tom Brady's about to do stand-up comedy. Ben might as well start rapping. Call it the Killer B. We could get an album. Get us a little album.
Yo, what in the world, man?
I did see the Brady thing.
Hold on, y'all for real?
Brady's about to do
He's
stand-up
being dead
comedy.
serious. Yeah.
Man, why? Stop playing. What are y'all talking
No,
about?
we're being dead serious.
You about
they said
rapping?
No,
Brady-
stand-up comedy.
Hold on, stand up.
Brady.
He's gonna do stand up comedy for real.
He's thinking about it. I don't think anything's confirmed just yet. He's thinking about it.
He's taking a year off. He's not doing the broadcasting next year. And they say he want to do stand-up comedy. That's what I read. I'm just saying what I read.
No, TG's right.
Oh man, I missed this.
Family members are trying to talk him out of it, but he's intrigued by it at least.
Over the 300 that they got for him, waiting on him in the booth.
Well, like TG said, he's taking the year off from that. Maybe he wants to take a hand in comedy. Maybe that'll help him for the booth.
Tom does that.
He wants to get some funny chops in, get it ready for the booth.
When he wants to go get 300, he'll go get that. Till then,
Fair enough.
Tom.
Does Tom tell jokes?
I don't know. I'm kind of for it. Why not?
Yeah,
give it a try.
I just never know he was a joke guy like that. Like, yeah. Shout out there. Shout out.
It's gonna be nice. If Tom says a joke, we're all gonna laugh. You know that. You know that.
I guess you're right.
Which you were laughing at Tom's joke.
You think you're funnier than Tom? You think Tom when Tom said it was funny? You thought it was funny?
You better find a way to laugh at Tom's joke.
He'd have to get his boys out in the crowd, like Edelman and all them, to really like.
Everybody's laughing at Tom's joke.
Yeah.
That's probably part of the problem. Is just Tom and everybody laughing at his jokes.
I'm really over here like, bro, I ain't know Tom was funny like that. Like, he got some moments on social media, like, but that is very different than stand up. Like,
I think Peyton could pull it off.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning.
If he say it, it's funny.
He said it's funny, bro. What the world?
Talking about. If Tom says he's funny.
Yeah, see, I missed that. I totally missed that. He was even talking about going into stand up. Okay, jeez.
I'll put you on something. Live from the booth.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, bye.
So I seen this topic today. Let me ask you a question.
All right, let me get it real quick.
All right, I seen this topic today. What's your take on the transfer portal? Like, do you really think it's bad? Do you think it's like, what is truly your take? Like, is it bad? Should it be eliminated? Because I hear they're trying to change some rules about the transfer portal, and
all right, I got you.
I'm not a big fan of the rules that I heard. Like, I hear they're going to try to start taking scholarships away from schools.
So what I was going to say was this, like, I like it for the players. I don't like it all the way for the teams. I like it for the players because it gives them more freedom to, if you're in a bad situation, we know how it goes when you're recruited. They're going to sell you a dream. But you get there, man, and it can change in a hurry. So instead of you being stuck somewhere for, multiple years and it's just terrible for you, man, get up out that thing and go get you a spot somewhere where you can really get a chance to maximize your talent. I mean, you think Jalen Hurts in his scenario, if he never leaves, are we even looking at him start in a Super Bowl? I think of some of those type of players like that, right?
He graduated and left, correct?
Yeah.
Do you think the bad habit of like you can just leave a bad situation.
But wait a minute, I'm not. But hold on, I'm not because even so in that scenario, cool. If he did he graduate? I didn't know if he graduated. Just
I think it was like a Russell Wilson scenario.
Okay, so I'm trying to think. Then Jordan Addison, he didn't graduate right when he left.
No, sophomore year.
So Addison didn't graduate. He left. The scenario ended up working out for him when you think about Kenny Pickett was gone. We know what the quarterback situation turned out at Pitt. He ended up going to play with Caleb Williams, boost his draft stock up even more potentially, right? So for a player, I like it. But for the teams, I don't like it because when you're talking about just building up your roster, if I'm banking on Deke being here and he's a freshman right now, and I'm saying I at least got him for the next 3 to 4 years, well, when I'm going out and recruiting other positions, I feel good about this spot because I know I got Deke here. Even if he's not all world. But as soon as Deke leaves because his other school wants to pick him up and he feel like he can go start over there, now I got a new hole I got to fill. So now instead of me focusing on running back and receiver to build that up, now I got to go find a replacement for Deke at this other position. And I just think of how when you talk about these teams and how many people can transfer out in a year, it's like, man, you could kill the depth or just the overall roster at that level. And not everybody is going to be a Bama or Ohio State where you get an overabundance of these people want to transfer to you. I think of the other schools where it's like you're missing out on real legitimate pieces, and it's just hard to overcome that, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, to me, you can't really build a future.
Yeah. It's everything is year to year.
Okay.
Yeah, it sucks for the fans, too. Sucks for, you're right, just the overall team building, because that's one of the things I think a lot of people like about college is like, okay, we got this dude for like another 3 or 4 years.
I'm going to see him grow.
Yeah,
they could watch TG grow while he's at WVU. You know what I'm saying? Right. They could watch me grow 4 years. Like it's certain things like
to TG's point though. If it ain't working out, you should be able to get out. You should have freedom. So I don't know what the right answer. It wasn't right how it was, but now it's becoming maybe a little bit too much of the Wild Wild West. Yeah. We're going to be going through 3 different quarterbacks here at Pitt in these last 3 years.
Yeah. Or excuse me, 3 years. Yeah, that's JMU. JMU, man, we round the clock with it. Like. Transferring.
Nothing wrong with it. Like I was pumped when we got Slovis, but now I'm pumped that he's leaving. So I guess that's the positive. But now we got Jerkovich coming in, and I'm pumped about that. But it sucks because, you don't have that build.
Yeah. Think about like when you watched Kenny. You watched him for multiple years.
Yeah.
You build like a rapport. You build a relationship. Like, and that's why your affinity, even when you speak of Kenny at the professional level, you can still hear the love that you have from what he did collegiately. I feel like you miss out on that when you're talking about just the ability of the transfer portal right now. Like I said, it's not. I like it for the players though, but for the team, I think it's just hard on them, man. And like you said, for the fans, it does give you a little bit of a disconnect from those players as well.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's an aspect of the transfer portal that if you don't do as a player what you're supposed to do, a coach is kind of like you should leave? You think that's an aspect that people don't think about that? Deadly.
Hold on, say it again.
You're not who we thought you were.
Oh yeah, and they want you to leave. Yeah, no. That no, don't.
That's been happening. That
I'm about to say, don't laugh.
Yeah.
That for a fact happens. I'm about to say for a fact,
Deion
bro.
Sanders.
They will hit you with the
Colorado.
Hey man, hey, I'm glad y'all here, but some of y'all gonna need to find new homes. Like that's a fact, bro. Yes.
I don't know. So do you think should they get rid of the?
I was gonna say, how do you feel? Because like
to the higher powers, what do you do with it? What do you do with the portal?
You want to have some type of governance to it. I would kind of look at it like with baseball. I don't know if it's still the rule, but think about when you were coming out of high school with baseball. You could either go to the league, or when you go to college, you got to stay for multiple years. So I look at it like if you transfer. If it's a graduation scenario, we know you're a one and done. That doesn't matter. But if you got eligibility, if you're a sophomore, if you're a red shirt freshman, anything like that, make it where they got to stay for a minimum of 2 years. Make it something like that. You know what I mean? So it doesn't handcuff the players where they can't still have freedom to move, but it makes those decisions have to be more calculated because right now it's like, bro, I transfer to USC. If it don't work, I go to Ohio State. If it don't work, I go to Bama. And it's just like, man, that's too free flowing. Even in the NFL, we don't do that. You sign contracts, you in a contract for a couple of years. This is like dudes signing 1 year deals essentially, but having guaranteed bags to come with it. And that's the part where the Wild Wild West vibe is what we're getting right now because of that element. But I don't think it should go back to how it was where you're penalizing the kids. Oh, you transfer, you got to sit out for a season.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
I don't like that at all. But I think that you got to at least make it where they got to stay for a minimum of 2 years to make it at least worthwhile so these kids don't start doing it. And these coaches, when they recruiting, they'll be a little bit better with the recruiting element. Because, yeah, some of them dudes mess up, and that's why they be wanting to get them guys up out of there. But you want to at least have it where both parties are protected, so to speak.
Okay. So I like that. That's actually one of the best answers I've heard. I actually like that a lot.
Man,
I like
let's go,
two.
man. Shout out to the research, man. When I research, I come up with real clever stuff, bro. You know what I mean?
You could do 2 and 2. And
That
then,
was all right.
if you end up
Like that a lot.
graduating, you could, I guess, go to a third team if you want.
Yeah. What you thinking, though? What was
I think
your,
it's a good call.
what you got on your mind?
Best answer I've heard. I actually like that a ton. Like, you should, if you leave, you should have to stay there for a 2-year point. Like, you shouldn't be able to just hit it and hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think
I
2
like
years
that.
makes it legit where, if it was a bad situation, okay, see if you can work it out. Because I also feel like when we allow people to just kind of go on as soon as adversity hits, what are we also teaching them? What are we, you know what I mean? I don't want a player that's going to, as soon as it get rough, he going to cut and run. No, I want a dog. I want to do it that's going to look. Exactly. I want to do it's going to look me in my eye and say, man, I don't care how rough it look out here, but we're going to make it out of this thing. Like, I want that type of energy, not the guy that's going to say, hey, man, it's a little rough, dog. I'm going to holler at you, man. I'm transferring. Like, nah, man, that's soft. Or, I don't want to say soft because every situation is different, but I don't like that energy per se.
If I'm the XFL or USFL, I'm opening up my age group to I'll take you after your first year. You can come play.
I 100% agree.
If I'm the XFL or USFL,
yeah,
ended up you only have to do a year of college and you can come to me. And I think that'll make
work.
Who they looking for? Because the good dudes are probably making more staying at big schools.
But I think it just gives them an opportunity for the transfer portal people, for the people that might feel like, is the NIL in this risk worth me just saying, you know what, I don't want to do the school thing. I just want to leave. My scenario doesn't fit. Granted, I got 10 G's in NIL money or 50 G's in NIL money, but my mom and dad or my mom's sick. I need to get more cash. All right.
And just literally focus on football. Focus
like
on
no school,
pro.
no nothing, just football. So I think it could potentially work like that.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's just
at least it's another option.
Yeah. I mean, because we talked about the dude from West Virginia that did that, right?
Kenny Robinson.
Absolutely. Same scenario.
And I think they should just open that up. I think that'll fix, it sounds crazy, but that'll fix some of the portal issues.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what type of guy are you trying to be? You want to go here? You want to do this? You know? But once you leave here, you can't come back to this.
Yeah. Like, if you feel like you just a league guy and that's all you want to focus on, and we know not everybody that thinks they're a league guy makes it to the league. That's the other part. It's a ton of dudes, like, they feel like, man, I'm here for 1 year and I'm out anyways. And it doesn't always work out. But if you're a guy that thinks that could give you that avenue versus you sitting here on a scholarship and now you transfer out and now this team over here is like, dang, now how am I supposed to replace this? I thought I was going to have this for a couple of years. So, yeah.
I agree.
I like it there, man. I like it. Oh, before you go, I do got to shout out because we did have a comment specifically for you. Because as soon as I seen it, I thought of you and I was like, oh, yeah, I know exactly what this means because it's for you. So from Tito Whitaker, he says, TG, what up, my Omega Sci-Fi brother RQQ? So, yeah, the floor is yours. I already know.
To the bros, man. To the good bros. Terence, Deuce, Terence. Spring 12 News 8. That's all you need to know. I'm out here.
There it is. There it is. I like I said, I knew you would have your response. Just had to make sure I got that in on the front end of this thing. All right.
Salute the bros. We out here.
There it is. There it is.
Dogs of the world unite.
So, yeah. Other than that, man, all good on my end. You got anything on your end?
I'm good.
You good, Deke? T, you good, bro?
My guys, man. Y'all
Hey.
always answer my questions.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Major love, bro. You already know we'll do this thing again, man.
Peace, bro.
All right.
All right, bro. Peace.